The Five Love Languages: How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate is a 1992 nonfiction book by Baptist pastor Gary Chapman. It outlines 5 general ways that romantic partners express and experience love, which Chapman calls the love languages. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, and acts of service. There is a quiz that helps you determine which one of these is your actual love language, and to also help your spouse or your mate determine what their love language is. These love languages are not just restricted to romantic partners. It's good to know the love language of your children, your parents, people you may work around, your friends as well, because if you know how a person feels loved, then you have a better understanding of how to treat them, how to interact with them, and how to react to them. Words of affirmation: how to communicate with someone that has this love language is to encourage, affirm, appreciate, and listen actively. Actions to take with them is to send an unexpected note, text, or card. Things to avoid: not recognizing or appreciating their effort. Physical touch: you communicate with this type of person non-verbally by using body language and touch to show your love. You use hugs and kisses and cuddling, and you avoid physical neglect or abuse. Receiving gifts: you communicate with this person with thoughtfulness and by making them a priority. Actions to take with them is give thoughtful gifts and gestures, express gratitude when receiving gifts as well. And things to avoid with someone whose love language is giving in or receiving gifts is unenthusiastic gift receiving or forgetting a special occasion. For the love language of quality time, uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time is very important as far as communicating to this type of person. Actions to take: create special moments, take walks, and do small things with your partner. Things to avoid: distractions when spending time together, long time without one-on-one time. And last but not least, acts of service. You communicate with this type of person by letting them know you are wanting to help to lighten their load. Actions to take: make them breakfast or dinner, go out of your way to help with chores. Things to avoid: lacking follow through on a small task or large task. These were very helpful to me. First, I had to determine what my love language was. And once I did that, it was easy to express myself to those around me, not just my romantic partner and my husband, but the people around me as well. I was able to let them know how I felt heard, how I felt loved or seen. And in return, I observed a lot of the people around me, my family, my friends, to see what their love language is, because you don't necessarily have to take a quiz. You can just see how people react to certain things, what they like, what they ask for, what they complain about, and that'll let you know almost without a doubt what their love language is. It's also good to know your young one's love language so you can know how they feel heard. Words of affirmation, physical touch, receiving gifts, quality time, acts of service. They're all very basic things, but they make a very great impact on every relationship in your life if you know how that person feels loved. Personally, my love language is acts of service. That is my top one. My second was actually quality time. For me, someone spending time with me is almost as important as them actually doing anything for me. But the acts of service takes precedence for me because sometimes I have a busy life and it can get overwhelming. So when someone does anything for me, I so appreciate it because it takes a load off And that's just how I feel loved and appreciated. Quality time, because time is something that is invaluable. You can't get it back. There's no amount of money you can put on it. And I value my time. So quality time that someone else is spending with me, I value it. And I hope in return that my time is valued as well. Receiving gifts is something that I have never been a fan of. First, because I don't feel that other people really and truly know what I like. Only I know what I like. And I don't like receiving gifts because to a certain extent, it almost feels like someone is trying to buy my support or my love or affection. And I don't like that. I've never liked that. Physical touch, it just depends on my mood. I like hugs, but I'm a Scorpio, so I also like my territory and my space. So physical touch is good. I love hugs and kisses from the hubby and from my children, but from friends or strangers and things of that nature, I am not a fan. I am not a fan. And even sometimes from my loved ones, if I'm in my own little zone in my space, I may need some time for the physical touch. Words of affirmation is almost the same as receiving gifts from me. I know that words of affirmation don't necessarily have to be, always, praising you or giving you compliments. But words of affirmation is, to me, I'm not a talkative person. Again, I'm a Scorpio, so a lot of words and a lot of talking really don't mean a whole lot to me. It's the action. And that goes right back to the acts of service. That's my love language. I don't want to talk about things. Let's do it. If you're going to talk about it, go ahead and do it. The time you took to talk about it, you could have done it. So words of affirmation was not even anywhere close to one of my love languages. But anyway, what is your love language? Have you read the book? What has been your experience with it? Did you find it useful when you did find out your love language? Or is this the first time you're ever even hearing about this? I want to thank you all for watching, and you be blessed.